She referred to a saying that her mom apparently used to say, if you go to a place that you've never gone before, your reputation will live on. Now here's some observations I made just by being here. There's something about the earth-based tones, the natural tone of dark red and green, the ceramics earthy brown of dry soil. Moroccan way of life knows no rush nor certainty. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll go to the city later, inshallah. Shall we go to a cafe tonight? Safi. We sit in the Moroccan-styled living room for a further while. There's no exact feel for space or time. Alles mit der Ruhe. Everything in due time. Here you witness Islam is a way of life. People praying outside on the street, highway, any place you may find yourself. Life really peacefully coexisting with faith in the everyday life. At this square of Jamal Efna, we first up got some orange juice, of course, and you were just able to see all the different stands. It brought up so many childhood memories from when we were there as a kid. You need to get into the bargaining culture first again before you're able to partake in any of this. I needed to get back into it. I felt so awkward, and I don't know, in my mind till this day I have a very clear no. I really needed to push myself to just go out into the little markets and stands that they had and just take a look around, because that's the culture, you know. As someone who grew up in Europe or the Western world, I always need to shift to my other culture because it's just so different, you know. Anything that you do cannot be awkward to you. You cannot feel awkward about having people look at you while you're shopping or looking at the shopping stops. It can be awkward to you, and it can be awkward to you speaking with the owner. You need to have an open mind for it, and you need to approach it with, you know, with humor, with authenticity, like, hi, salam alaikum, and you chat a little bit, they ask where you're from and all this. You need to do that. So that's the big thing I learned. You should definitely ask around first in general what, for example, copper earrings this may cost. When lunch began, we ate tagine. Tante Rikea said, mit Liebe gemacht, made with love. And I replied, meine Oma sagte immer, mit Liebe, Essen muss man mit Liebe machen. With love, food must be made with love. Baba said, Oma oder deine Anane? Da ist ein Unterschied. Meine Mutter ist Oma und von ihrer Mutter Anane. Oma or your Anane? There's a difference. My mother is Oma and from her mother's side Anane. The complexities of my heritage are underlined. German, Turkish, Moroccan. I answered, Anane hat das immer gesagt. My Anane used to say it. Now this is interesting. Ashram diru. I don't think I said it 100% right, but this is something that my great aunt said when I came to Morocco last year and interviewed her. It's an expression. It remained stuck in my head since I interviewed her on our family history, my grandparents, and Moroccan identity. When I cut a mini documentary on my journey to my father country, I kept on wondering what it means. Now, a year later, I've returned and continued hearing this saying and asked about it. She said, there's nothing you can do about it. Another thing my Anane, my Turkish grandmother, used to say. Says, yapacak bir şey yok, ashram diru. There's nothing you can do. It's like c'est la vie. It's just what it is. It is what it is. My dad talked about my grandmother, who was German, and he said, meine Mama hat gesagt, Tapetenwechsel. Change of setting, a getaway. Oh, it's a change of tapestry. So basically just trying to say you need a change, you need a getaway, you need a change of setting, a refreshment. Later in the evening, we ventured out with my great aunt to a small city called Ourika. It's actually 1.5 hours approximately from Marrakech. We thought it would be closer, but it's pretty cute. There's no tourists in the city. It's very local. They have a really cute little patch of water drifting along their city in the mountains. It's not in the mountains, but in the mountain region. And then they have a bunch of cafes where you can sit next to it. Here's what I journaled myself. Being in my father country with my father has allowed me to observe the exact same look on his face as mine. The love, the appreciation for our elders, for the family shining in the eyes, the stories they tell us, the look of deep feelings, sensing the familiarity, the roots within us, yet also the puzzle pieces reflected in the face expression. Now we get to the icky part, the male gaze. I wrote a whole paragraph, so get your popcorn out. The male gaze upon me is a normality, perhaps for my beauty, perhaps for my obvious foreignness, perhaps for my appearance, which may seem revealing, for even rather modest outfits may show skin. But the discomfort lies stronger in the hunger of some of those eyes carry, draining my peaceful awareness of the presence whole. The presence of the gaze consumes my whole awareness of my surrounding, the everyday life. A moment contaminating my whole experience and level of comfort. An occurrence I never wished to experience. It is my experience. I do not want it dictated by the male gaze, yet no matter how much I fight against it, protect myself from eyes, ignore its presence, adapt with my appearance, my social etiquette, my interactions, it seems it shall never cease to exist. Instead, its memories are ingrained into the experiences I've made in a place that holds a place in my heart. Mais c'est la vie, n'est-ce pas? Quel dommage, je dis. It's the heaviness the gaze carries, the intensity, the long-lived moment in which truth is mere 2 to 3 seconds at best, at worst 5 seconds, and a gaze that turns into a stare whilst I walk away. A heightened experience is noticing a lack of woman's presence at all in certain places. It could be a simple restaurant, even if far outside the city, not a single woman employed to there or sitting anywhere. The one challenging aspect which makes me feel more comfortable in global northern settings I'm used to. Yet also there, the male gaze exists, if not as strongly. The casual male closeness is a bigger discomfort, so in the global northern setting. Standing in a line for security at the airport, in line at the cashier in the grocery store, I take a small step to have space to myself, only to be followed in my movement. Right. It's the casualness of physical movements that clearly differentiates the experience of physical presence of genders. The way a man may stand 1 foot upon a higher ground, discomfort in the seeming manspread, or the actual manspread sitting with the wide legs apart. Or what about the arms stretched out on public seating spaces, as if the other's experience never crossed their mind? Does it? It appears not to, for when are such concerns raised? Do not tell me to not be so sensitive, for what do you know about living in a man's world? Have you ever asked yourself that? You could start with questioning why. How is it a man's world? Exactly because of this. Firstly, because of some people's refusal to even consider it a possibility as the truth to learn about others' perspectives. Secondly, the disbelief in it. And thirdly, and lastly, the unwillingness to change, to support change, and to begin changing oneself. Obviously, the male gaze that I experienced made me go super deep into general male gaze and women's experience in a man's world. If it's global north or global south, doesn't matter. I've referenced both here. Anyway, that's it for today. My great aunt also said, wenn ich glücklich bin, merke ich nichts. When I'm happy, I don't notice anything, as in the worries of elderlyhood as well. Das war noch die schöne Zeit, ne? Those were the good times, weren't they?